Well, this is our pig pen for our wiener pigs. You know, this YouTube channel, it's all about showing the glory of our off-grid life, and you can see my shadow there. Hi, I'm Josh. See that right there? That's what I'm recording with. A cheap phone. Just an Android phone. You guys can do this too if you want, but I'm doing it mainly just to help people out. I doubt I'll make any money off of it, but I figured it'd be fun. And so I just dumped that barrel over to get rid of the old water that was in the bottom of it. But I wanted to show you what we have to set up for our wiener pigs. We're going to pick them up today. We've got this pen it's got 32 feet by 16 feet by 32 feet. We're going to get 17 little 8-week-old piglets today. This is a water bucket that we used for some other pigs that we had. I put a nipple on it there. This one is enough for 15 pigs or so. It's got 2 nipples on it, and we keep it full with a float valve hooked up to a water tank on a trailer. It's way back in the distance over there. Actually, I need to bring it over. So we're gonna set this up. We got an old cheap pig feeder we picked up, a friend picked up at an auction. I got a little house with a little tarp roof on it for them, for shade mostly. And the most important part of getting wiener pigs is training them to electric fence, because we've got all this pasture, and despite these fence posts, you see these are like, this is me, half-baked effort to keep the pigs in. The very first year we had them, I didn't want them to escape, so I put in a very quick temporary fence. So those fence posts aren't real. So our pasture, look at that. So this is what life is like out in the prairie. We're getting crop dusted right now, right? See that? Wow. These guys get so close it almost feels like you could touch them. Anyway, the point is, the most important part, sorry. Hey, this is the glamour of off-grid living. This is real life right here. I'm not hiding anything from you. That's why I showed you my shadow. I will hide my face from you, but anyway, the point is, we got this long, narrow strip of 30 acres, right? With no real fencing. So for pigs, we need to keep them in, and we use electric fence, but we have to train them. So when we first get them, we set up 2 strands of electric with step-in posts. These step-in posts are the best, and I'm not sponsored, and I would love to be sponsored. I mean, I doubt I'll ever get sponsored, but these are the best. What are they? O'Brien, O'Malley, something posts. They're on here somewhere. Wow. How can I not remember? They're made in New Zealand, I know that much. O'Brien posts. These are the best. They last forever. Look how pliable they are. They've been out in the sun. Anyway, we use polywire. We've got various different kinds of polywire, but 2 strands of polywire. We have a reel. Those are coming real handy. Get it? Real handy. Ha. Okay, sorry. Step-in posts. Sometimes we reinforce the corners. We use T-posts when we set up the big pins out there, and I'll show you that later probably. But for now, it looks like we need to tighten this. I had my daughter help me with this. She generally does a good job. What we do is we just tie the corner posts up with some twine to the T-post here. That helps support it. Keep it tight. So you put these little pigs in here with this electric fence inside of our hard fence, and that trains them to electric. They learn pretty quick. We keep them in here about 2 weeks, and we free feed them. So we just put all their feed in this little feeder for now. I built a bigger feeder up there. I used the plans from Farm Builder, and frankly, it works. All right, it works, but I'm not that happy with it. Crop dusting again. Here we go. Wow. Okay, so we got a pen, a hard pen setup, 32 by 16. We've got a shelter for shade mostly. Also if it's hard rain or whatever, but mostly shade. Pigs are pretty hardy. We've got a feeder. We've got a waterer, which I'm going to replace with this big one. Then, how do you power this electric fence? Well, you can buy a fence charger, or you could build one. So this Energizer was actually free, and it's one you could plug in or to a battery or to 120 volts. I'm using it. It gives a little bit more of a shock than maybe some of the solar fence chargers do. So what I did is I bought a 12 volt, just a deep cycle battery, just a 12 volt battery. And I've got this charger here. This is awesome. Renogy, this is like $100, I think, charger. Solar charger. So I think it's 100 watts. There you go. It's right there. That's the information on it. Works great. So it keeps my battery charged. I set it up on a pallet because the battery's heavy. I lift it with my tractor. And this energizes the fence pretty dang good. We've got our ground rod set up here, and